With this one in here, how to organize quantitative data. So there are two types of quantitative data. Those are the discrete and continuous, all right? So once again, we say discrete, those are integers, and definitely those decimals and numbers in between integers are not considered. However, for continuous, say 23.4 is considered as a data value, okay? So there is a histogram to organize by rectangles as class size. So typically it looks like a bar graph, but the bars or the rectangles are adjacent to each other, okay? We have the frequency table as well, which we also did with the organizing quantitative data. And there are two steps for such. Consider the lower class limit and the class width. There's also the dot plot in there. So it's basically typically like a histogram, but you put what? Place dots to represent frequency instead. Okay, instead of bars or rectangles. And the last one is a time series plot where on the x-axis, those are the time. The y-axis will be the variable values for each of the times, and then you connect line segments to each of those points to create what we call, sometimes called a frequency polygon as well, but those are what we call time series plot. Now we have a problem in here, and let's see how we can work on this problem in table 12, all right? Mason, let's go ahead and read that one, please. Thank you.
The data in table 12 represent the total fine, including late penalties in dollars for simple random sample of 50 parking violations in the city of New York. Constructed frequency and relative frequency distribution.
Thank you, all right? So again, in the step one in here, consider the lower class limit. So let's say in here, what is the lowest value that you have seen in here so far? Look at the values. What's the lowest value that you have seen? For me, I saw like a 65, but is there something less than 65 for such? Nothing more, right? So typically in here, you would start with a kind of a friendlier value, like a 0, a 25, a 50, by 10s, by 60s. So with that, they chose that the lower class limit is 50. Okay, so that's a lower class limit. So like a friendlier value, including that 65, okay? Next one, to get the class width, we can consider what's the largest value as well, right? So let's see, what's the largest value that you have seen in here, guys? See the largest value? So there's 322. Is there something bigger than 322, guys? The biggest already that we have seen so far? 322?
Yeah.
I think it is, right? So with that, we can say that the nearest to that one is, I would say, 350 or 325, right? So any of those two will be fine. Get it, guys? So we can say in here, what do you want? So again, it's basically on you on what to consider. But in here, it says like 325, okay? So we put in here what? 325, that's the nearest, highest limit. So with that being said, to get the class width, we're gonna put in here, class width is basically how much? The largest data, that's 325, okay, minus lower limit, that is 50, divided by, so this one, you just decide, number of classes, how many rectangles do you want? So basically, the more the rectangles are, the more zoom in or accurate or precise your data is, right? So what can you say? Did it say how many class within here that they chose? Let's see. 25, right? So with that being said, first class size is 50. Yeah. So let's see, how much would that be? 325 minus 50 divided by, well, class width is 25. That'll be fine, right?
It's 11.
Huh? Is it 11? And that's what we're going to consider next time, to consider what that class width is for this one. Okay, guys? But at least for now, we have created the step 1 and 2, right? Considering what the lowest class limit is and the highest class limit. See a friendlier value for those, because honestly, the real numbers are not too friendly. So we just created 325 and 50. And then this one, it depends on you how big or how many number of classes you want on your group. Get it, guys? This is your decision. Or maybe something that is already mentioned to you what you need to do. Is it by 10, by 20s, by 25s, and so on. Get it, guys? All right. Thank you. We're going to continue with this one by tomorrow.